Alright, so this is still match 1 of round 2 between Kraken and Jimber.
Release the Kraken.
And they, I believe, kept the map random, so it's possible, and probable actually, that they will not have the same map as it was on the first make.
Call it the frigate map. Why's that? That last map.
Well, just because, you know, it's, the lanes are set up so that when teams are trying to back, it's a lot easier to land torps in that particular map than any other.
Okay. Oh, it's an open map.
Yeah, so now we've gone like the exact opposite from the most crowded and heaviest rock map to no rocks whatsoever. Not quite deep space, but just...
means same comp, so.
Yeah, Kush is carrier again. We got the Arb Raven, so in the bottom we got Kush going the 5 ints. We got Arbiter going, we got MOoO going that opening of Phantom once again. We got Kraken going Imp. Ryanor Seb going Plague. We got AdmiralNova going 4-3 Colossus with that 0.51 speed. And then we got xIhealyou with charges. What do we got from the blue team?
Blue team, we've got Chris on BC. He's gone 3 missiles. DarkUncle has got feedback. Azab. The Raven is on EMP. And that's Jimber. Dreamer on Destro, he's got charges. What am I missing? Some ship back there.
Bloodhound is on AdmiralNova. He's 4 armor.
Okay, and KENNETH is right at the back for some reason. He's a frigate with 2 missiles.
But yeah, they're getting gats in on AdmiralNova, trying to push in, it looks like. Of course, Bloodhound does not actually have charges, so he's mostly just going in with level 0 gats. And it looks like Bloodhound and Dreamer just took a plague. So kind of an aggressive push, but they don't really have a lot of sustained damage. 2 charges. Oh, Dreamer and xIhealyou left charges against each other. 2 cookies staring each other down. And KENNETH is going to try to contain Kush for a little bit here. It's not a huge farm lead opening, but it's still pretty significant, especially when you have the triple support carrier that you do generally want to be really ahead on farm, I think. It is a 2-tank comp versus a 2-tank comp. So it's not as though one composition is significantly better in the late game than the other.
Bloodhound is gonna he's gone back good.
I mean, would you say that on average the carrier composition here is going to be the more late game oriented comp?
Yes, I agree, yeah. Especially with Kush on the carrier here. He's got good control of the ints.
But it's, I mean, there's also the difference of not having an Overlord, right? Blue team does not have the Overlord, so they don't have the late game Psyblast. So, I mean, actually, no, that would mean that the red team is much more late game oriented than blue team.
Yes. I prefer the red comp. Asking me which comp I'd prefer to have, I would prefer to have the red comp. I like that composition.
Well, blue team is going to try to take advantage of their aggression here.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, Cris is peeled off and is setting up the warp trick. They want to...
Does Kraken have radar?
Oh, no, there's no way. Or, I mean, I can check, but I don't believe Kraken has radar yet. Certainly he doesn't see anything on the map yet. They're pulling back a little bit now, but... Cris is going to get in. I mean, they're going to be on xIhealyou, but xIhealyou is hull. 2 warpins, 3 warpins, yeah, so they're all in now. And they're going to have their pick between xIhealyou and Nova. Looks like they might switch to Nova. Torp gets cancelled. Nova is 6 shields. Torp goes off. Oh, and it just barely misses AdmiralNova. That was a very significant Torp miss right there. It really looked, I mean, it looked to me like it was going to land.
Very close. I think it was just short. Let's see if Kraken now gets the radar.
Alright, so yeah, this is going to be a chance for blue team to solidify a farm lead a little bit more. KENNETH wants to get his torps in. Bloodhound, yeah, I mean, they did all spend that money on the warps. But, you know, Warp is a spell that most of them are going to want anyway, so it's not that really bad of an investment.
And Kraken has invested in radar, so I don't think we'll be seeing warp tricks now.
Yeah, Kush picked up Surge, Seb picked up Siphon, Nova is just 6 shields, MOoO is just 400 energy on the Phantom, and then XIhealyou is
He's saying to all
just Hull.
5 warp tricks.
Oh, they just don't know where Cris is, so they are counting the ships going back, and they think Cris is going to set up a warp trip, and that can be the appeal of the psychological effect, right? They basically can't stay out very far here unless they actually know where Cris is. They think the warp trip is coming immediately. They don't know that he was just slightly ahead of the rest of the team.
He messaged all. Kraken hasn't got system upgrades, so you wouldn't have seen where Cris was.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the range on the radar yet to know it's not coming.
Yep.
There's the scan, so Cris picked up scan now to make sure that they aren't going to somehow get reverse warp tricked, although I don't know how they could reverse warp trick with the composition they have.
No, they wouldn't be playing warp tricks, not Kraken's team.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think they ever plan to do anything like a warp trick.
I think, yeah, JJ, whose team is this? They're planning on, is it Jimber's team? Whose team
yeah, Jimber's team basically has to
Jimber's
maintain the farm advantage
warp
because
trick.
they really just... Their late game... They play by not letting the game get to late game, right? They want to get a farm advantage, and then theoretically they want to either get a pick, or they would want to start taking towers.
17 ints on OG.
Yeah, the ints look like they're on DarkUncle. Blackout lands on XIhealyou and Kraken and MOoO. And, Nova gets, not the ghost, the Phantom gets stasis.
Oh, wow. Jeez, that's lucky.
I'm not sure that Cris is totally aware. Yeah, they're not moving him. Yeah, everyone by this point knows that that's not the real Colossus.
Yeah. Moved it, they would have probably followed the, you know, without the team, we would have got more farm.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they did see AdmiralNova. I think they knew it was a fake after the stasis went off. Ooh, and ints are on DarkUncle. I mean, he's getting shields from the Raven, but Raven is going to run out of shields, and this is going to be a really... this might be the end of Dark... This is the end of DarkUncle right here, I think. He goes down. Kush and his 17 ints have gotten in there.
Oh, the blood is down short of...
Blood was down to 2,000 as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, considering the difference in comps, like, I mean, do you feel like this game is, like, I know that there have been, like, last game, you know, even when there was 2 ships down, I was like, well, you know, they still have a way to get back, but I feel like this is a really bad position for Jimber's team now.
Skill mechanisms now is just a freak.
Yeah,
or
the Arbiter was a pretty big part of the kill mechanism, right? They needed the boosts to be able to actually get the ball on one of the enemy ships. Without that, this is going to be a really hard game to seal the deal on.
Keep on using this Phantom open. It's not bad. It's pretty clever, but I mean, you could use it a bit better, you know, just by controlling the Phantom.
Oh, ultimately, it's kind of worked out for him so far, though.
Yeah, it has.
Hey, are you casting right now?
We are indeed. We are in Jimber versus Kraken, game 1 of round 2.
Very nice. I will leave you guys be.
Do you want to get in the next game? Would you like to commentate?
I believe we're playing in another 20 minutes.
Okay, you probably wouldn't.
Is that when it actually starts? I was a little bit confused on the time zones. I thought there was actually like another, like 2 hours or something before Helveticano versus, was it JJ, right?
Let me double check.
Oh, geez, got 20 ints now.
Yeah, I mean, when ints are killing dreadnoughts, that's pretty rough. Kenneth did manage to land a torp on HealYou, but it's, I mean, they just don't have any follow-up now. This is just a really rough situation. I mean, maybe, do you think, like, maybe with Blackout, torp, like, but they even need a nuke? Nah, I don't think cris can ever afford nuke.
They're trying to counter OG by going one-shot. There's a few ships there with one-shot lasers, but they're going to have problems containing these ints. And he's already got 800 farm, just to upgrade more ints.
Yeah, they got 6 lasers on Dreamer. I feel like if you're gonna try to counter the ints, you would, you know, wouldn't you want it on the frigate? Like, wouldn't you want Kenneth to be the one getting the lasers? And he is. I mean, he's 7. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, ultimately, the farm difference isn't that bad. It's just the composition.
One ship there. There's one ship there that can just change the game, and that carrier ship with all those ints. Now he's got 22. He's got scouts as well now. Oh, okay, interesting.
That's interesting because there is, you know, it was the Arbiter that died, not the Raven. You'd think that with the Raven still up. I mean, really, with either one still up, scouts aren't that good.
Yeah.
But it could be that it could be that Kush just has enough advantage right now. That,
he hasn't got PDD. So.
I mean, he already has Warp In and Plasma Search, so actually just, you know, throwing scouts in for the free Warp Ins. You know.
Don't have energy.
I don't understand.
Now they go for the right.
Here they come on Jimber. Blackout on the ints, which means blacking out pretty much this whole team. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta stay alive if you're the Raven.
Yeah, true.
Pretty good play, actually.
Oh, this is not looking good at all for blue team.
No, I mean, they would have to somehow be able to do like a warp trick or something, but I don't know how they could possibly do that.
BC should have missile pods now.
Yeah, pods would help, but I mean, yeah, he can pick them up now. Well, he has 500. Let's see what he gets. He gets missiles, so he's staying on missile boat. Now we got 5 Gats and Bloodhound, and then we have Dreamer with 2,000 on his charge. So it looks like Dreamer is trying to really focus on capital ship damage. There's Blackout on Dreamer and Bloodhound now.
Blackout, yeah.
Dreamer is low on armor, but Bloodhound, even with his 5 armor, is still taking a lot of damage from the Plague and from the Gats of HealYou, and actually from the charge. Jimber goes down. I'm not sure if they're going to pick off Bloodhound here too,
Bloodhound will probably go. No, he'd have to go.
Unless Kenneth somehow just accidentally walks into something here. This looks pretty bad. This looks pretty over. So it's looking like Kraken will almost certainly manage to hold out here for at least game 1, and then if Kraken's team manages to get its second win, then I mean they're then looking at a pretty high likelihood of managing to go into the finals.
Yeah, but there's the GG. He's called it. Jimmer's called it.
And Turney is risky to do that. I'm not sure what he's saying was risky to do, like the composition or what.
No, keep talking still.
But yeah, we should be presumably going on to game 2 here pretty soon. Dreamer's out, Jimber's out, DarkUncle's out. I guess it's just maybe... Is it just always Kenneth that stays so that he can play with Torps? I feel like it's just always Kenneth wanting to stay to play with Torps.
Because let's see, his Torp, he's gonna... Oh, someone else is on that. Cris is still there.
Yeah, it's Cris and... Cris grabbed Dreamer's ship, and now Kenneth is going in to play with Torps. Oh, it lands on HealYou, actually. There's the
Oh,
blackout
boy.
on Chris's team
And the-
there. Vortex. It's a party in the Vortex now. Party in the Vortex. Can Kenneth somehow find? No, he won't. This is over. All right, so there goes Chris probably, and then maybe Dreamer as well. I'm not sure. He might actually. Yeah, no. Yeah, E-shields keep him up.
Yeah,
And then Kenneth is
Very good.
definitely dead here as well. And so now they.
okay, Chris, you can leave now.
Now he has to send out the ship. He has to send out the ship into one glorious final charge. He's the Dreamer. He has to eat the rockets and the plasma barrage.
Assume the Kraken gonna bring out another arb with the Phantoms again?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, it's worked out pretty well the last few games.
Yeah.
Certainly, heavy support is doing very well.
I love
And,
the
wow.
Raven Arb. Rave Arb and comp. Just build around that. I think
Yeah, I
it's
mean, it
the
just
best.
works a lot of time because it's very forgiving for any positioning mistakes, you know, especially if you have, if like a rotating group of players, you're not having the same group of 6 players for every single game. Just having the supports then can make it a lot easier to deal with positioning inconsistencies among your players.
They almost got away with that warp trick at the start, you know?
No, yeah,
There's an opportunity there.
They certainly had the win condition there. It just basically as soon as the carrier took off, they just, you know, there's nothing in their composition that dealt with carrier particularly efficiently.
They need a very early kill.
Is this the right lobby? I'm not 100% sure it is.